Okay, so Cher on Twitter
Yes.
is unknowable. Her tweets are vast.
Hieroglyphs?
Yes. Yes, that's
does
what
she
they
use
are.
wingdings?
I mean, nearly. So her tweets will be like, it'll either just be one word or like woke up. They're like old school, like Facebook statuses.
Oh, love it.
Or, and these are my favorite ones, she'll like tweet out like one big word made of emojis. So it'll be like,
ooh,
roses,
Okay.
but it spells out bye. And you're like, okay, Cher, cool. And then her, like when she actually tweets like full sentences, or, well, I that's not how I would describe them. They are not full sentences. But when she like tweets full thoughts or responds to people, it's like this new way of speaking. It's like this whole special like Cher diction, and the sentence, like you can understand them, but it's like a mix of the words and emojis.
Okay.
And the emojis are really the like special sauce to her Twitter, because it's like sometimes the emoji means the word. She like subs in an emoji for the word, and that like you can parse that.
But is it like pretty consistent that you don't? Oh,
absolutely not. No, nothing is consistent.
Sometimes is she using it as a vibe and not as
There's a lot of emoji vibes. Yeah. And so I love to just study them. Like, what is Cher trying to communicate with me right now with this group of emojis? And here's the segue into shit. I think you should have left. I think that you should have left. The segue into that is there's that line in the movie where like Kevin Bacon is asking the shop clerk like why did the devil build this tower or whatever, and the shop clerk is like, it's not for an ant to understand these things. That's how I feel. Cher is a god and I am but an ant. She's a deity and I am an ant, and that's not for me to understand, you know?
That's fair. That's fair.
Okay, so hi, welcome to Never Show the Monster. I'm Kelly Attaway.
I'm Chelsea Hollander.
And today we are discussing the 2020 film? Yeah, 2020 film. Yes, because it came out like a few months into the pandemic. You Should Have Left. Starring Kevin Bacon. We're continuing our Kevin Bacon series from now until forever.
Did you read the trivia?
Yes, I did read the trivia.
There's not much trivia. Are you about to say the one thing that's the best thing?
Yep, you go for it.
That it was originally supposed to be Nick Cage. We have debated on this series being a Nick Cage series or a Kevin Bacon series.
That's true. That's true.
Because we have such a deep love for them both.
I wonder what Nick Cage would have done with this movie, because this isn't a Nick Cage movie. You know what I mean?
It's not very bombastic. I mean, he can be subtle.
He can be, but like,
can he?
Has
he recently, I guess, is a better question. Early on in his career, he's got a couple that like are a little more subdued.
Yeah, that one where he's like an ambulance driver. Is it called Ambulance Driver? Bringing Out the Dead. Okay.
Is it called Ambulance Driver? Actually, it's Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't know. He would have really made a meal out of the scene where Kevin Bacon is looking for his daughter.
Oh.
That would have been the scene where Nick Cage really shone.
And this is the one that we would be quoting probably pretty consistently outside of the theaters.
Oh, would we? What was the line?
No, I don't know. But I feel like that's the one we would have quoted. If Nick Cage delivered it, it would have stuck in our brains.
Oh, wasn't her name like Ella? Stella, Ella. Yeah. Okay. Before we get into this movie, though, I have a question.
Yes.
For you.
Mm-hmm.
Have you watched Skinamarink yet?
No, I have not.
Okay.
Are there comparisons?
No.
Okay. You watched it?
I did watch it, and I wanted to talk about it. But
Damn. Okay.
No, that's okay. I still haven't seen Megan. We owe each other horror movies.
That's okay. I mean, I feel like I've heard reviews of it recently, and I have like that. Those have been mixed, so I'm excited to watch it. And but like, what do you have a pass with Skinamarink? At least the word.
Just that like nursery rhyme. Skinamarink-a-dink-a-dink, Skinamarink-a-doo.
I love you.
What's that from? Do you have a pass with Skinamarink?
I love you in the morning and in the afternoon.
Oh.
I love you in the evening and underneath the moon. I don't know. I think I learned it in church preschool, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But I have like a very strong association with that song and my grandfather. So, yeah. I don't know why. I mean, I think that he probably picked me up from it, and I probably sang it a lot.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Around him, just because he always, I think, picked me up from daycare, church. I like the name. I'm just glad that it's being used because it is such a weird.
It's a weird word
idea.
Yeah.
And then like when it came out, I was like, oh, that is creepy.
Yeah, just so compelled. And like I went into it not knowing anything, which is how I think you should go into it. But everybody, I don't know, I was seeing so much Skinamarink content online.
You're trying to avoid it?
Well, yes. But
or go directly
also,
into it.
Like, I don't know, new horror movies come out all the time, and I don't see this level of buzz. So I was like everybody's losing it for Skinamarink. What is this?
Interesting. Okay.
So yeah, I went in cold. I am very excited to talk to you about it once you watch it.
So next episode we will talk about Skinamarink.
Yeah, and on our release schedule, this is going to be
it's going to be in 4 months.
Yeah. Everybody is already so sick of Skinamarink. Sorry. Thanks for being patient with patience. Oh boy, here we are.
Have you seen Madonna's tweets lately? Sorry, I know we talked about Cher.
What's she up to?
Doing that thing where she's trying not to age. Like, I think I wish she would lean into the Cher.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, be quirky.
Yeah.
Just be quirky. Like, it's okay that you're trying really hard to look very young. That's fine. That's fine. No one's trying to oppress you.
Right.
Just be weird. Embrace it. Throw it out there. Be weird and be nice. That is that's do all that. I want. That's what people need to do. Be weird and be nice.
Be weird and be nice.
But she seems to be upset at people, and I'm sure it's feedback on how her appearance is right now. I just don't think we should care about it. That's how I feel. Like she can do what she wants. If she feels more comfortable doing things for herself, then she can. If that makes her happy, if what she sees in the mirror is what makes her happy, then fuck yeah.
Wait, so is she doing something crazy with her appearance?
No, I mean she's just doing. People are like complaining about her not, I guess, wanting to age gracefully and continuing to get surgery. But just like Cher got a bunch of surgery, like just do whatever. Like if that's what you want to do it. I don't
live your life.
Yeah, like I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Madonna in general for other reasons. Wait, why do I not like Madonna?
Wait, has she been canceled?
No, has she?
Wait, have you seen that movie that's a rom-com between Cher and Nicolas Cage?
Moonstruck? Wait, no, that's a different one.
Is that what it is?
Is that the one?
It might be.
She also dated Val Kilmer. Man, we need
to...
Yeah, did you not? Like, there are pictures of them together everywhere. Did you not know that?
What?
Oh, did you think Nick Cage and Val?
Well, I mean...
Wait, did you think Madonna and Val?
I don't know what I thought. I just needed to confirm.
Yeah, they did. They dated for a while. They dated and they went to, like, the Academy Awards together.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wait, what era of Val are we talking?
Probably, it was post Top Gun. It was, like, at his height.
Okay.
Which, good on him.
Good on, yeah. Like, damn. I love Val, but she is out of his league.
I'm trying to go to is it Moonstruck? How many years?
What do you mean, how many years?
Oh, it is Moonstruck.
Total?
Okay, I'm right. In the world, period. Oh, somebody talked about how we are closer to Cleopatra than Cleopatra was to the building of the pyramids.
Yeah.
That's
Isn't that
fucking
crazy?
weird.
Isn't that wild?
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that blew my mind.
It's also bonkers to see like the dinosaur timeline. Like bang to dinosaurs is like most of the line graph. And then it's like dinosaurs, humans. And
wow.
And then if you like zoom in on the dinos, like T-Rex is on our end. But like for most of it, he wasn't around. Like T-Rex isn't even OG dinosaur. He's
late
newfangled.
G.
Yeah, he's late G dino.
Gangster. Okay. Sorry. My computing power is not great right now. Oh no.
That's fine. This movie isn't super taxing, so
yeah, I think that this is a good one that we don't need to have a lot of computing power for. It is based on a novel by German. Oh, what's the difference?
It's teeny tiny. It's little.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
Yeah,
I could have probably read it.
I did read it.
Ooh, really? I just read the summary, so I'm really glad that you actually read it. Is there a lot of deviation?
There's I mean,
did you read House of Leaves?
No.
I did.
I know, and
not
I'm jealous.
In preparation.
No, you've just recommended it before.
It's a weird one.
I'm interested to hear about that because I've seen people draw comparisons to it. And all I know, I don't want any like major spoilers for House of Leaves.
Oh, I can't. I don't even think I could if I wanted to. Just like I couldn't spoil The Exorcist, the TV show.
Got it.
In the same way.
Okay.
I was like, I just remember good vibes and liking it, but I do not remember the plot. Thank you. Good night.
Yeah. The book for I think you should. God damn it! You should have left.
You should have left.
I did that as a bit the last time we recorded. Called it I think you should leave, and now I can't stop. Like,
is that the Tim Robbins? No.
Yes, it is.
Okay, good.
And so, like, while preparing for this episode, I kept like trying to go to its IMDb or Wikipedia and being like, God damn it,
fucking find it. And then you have to go to Kevin Bacon
and wrong thing.
Scroll through. It's a hard life we live.
Yeah. So for the listener, this movie is about marriage. No, it's about a.
It is kind of about marriage.
It's like mostly about a marriage. Yeah.
It's about no,
guilt.
There's
about guilt.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say it's primarily about guilt. I would say it's about.
I would say
it's
it's primarily about guilt.
Well, I feel like okay, maybe.
But
I feel like you're probably right there. But
Weird House was the big draw for me when I heard about this movie.
Yes.
So it's supposed to be like labyrinthine.
It wasn't Kevin Bacon?
Well, I mean, you don't have to say that. That goes without saying.
Oh, yeah. I can recommend a TV show. So after watching The Exorcist, you should watch The Following.
Oh, yeah.
Which is the Kevin Bacon TV show.
I know.
I'm just going to keep throwing them at you because you're susceptible since you took to evil. You're like,
God,
I guess
God.
I'll accept that your recommendations are sometimes not shit.
No, I know that your recommendations are good.
Sometimes. Not all the time. I've had bad ones.
Nope.
I'm trying to think of a bad one.
So am I. I can't think of one. They've all been good.
Nope. When somebody comes to me and they're like, I didn't like it, I'm like, well, then your opinion is invalid.
Yeah, get out of my life.
I'm just kidding.
I'm not. I'm not kidding.
I mean, you and I have dissenting opinions on movies. So
that's true, yeah.
And I would not want to have you in my life. So that would be a huge detriment. But I do have good TV recommendations.
You do. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
I do not remember them very well, but I do remember how I felt while I watched them, and I will give you a recommendation on that feeling.
See, I think that you should follow Cher on Twitter.
Because her tweets are feelings.
She's just sending out vibes, and you get vibes.
I do. I'm all about the vibes and not about the memory retention.
No. Mm-mm. Yeah, don't need it. But yeah, okay. So you should have left Kevin Bacon and his very young wife, Amanda Seyfried, and their even younger, but not that much younger child go to fancy house in Wales to take a vacation. Are you thinking about a dark song?
Oh, no. I was going to say, and you sent me the house, and I did not know what you were sending me. I thought you were just sending me a rental, and I was like, you know, it would be nice to go to Wales. And, like, I thought about it. And then when I was looking up stuff about the movie, I was like, oh, fuck, she sent me the same house. Yeah. I just thought she was saying we should go on a vacation to Wales, which I was really into.
I mean, two things can be true. Yeah, the house is... Okay, the house... Did you read about this house?
Yeah, it's supposed to be like a Buddhist and like serene and like, in real life? Or
in real life, yeah.
Yeah. And there's a lot of gardens for you to sit in. And I was like, I like sitting in gardens. Thank you.
Okay, so I think it's a cult.
Oh, God, I love cults. It's fine. I'm sorry. So you should watch The Following.
Oh. Okay, I'll have that ready for next week.
Sorry, I'm the worst.
No, this house it's like a commune of houses. There are a bunch of houses all together. And it's not just like a vacation rental like you would do an Airbnb. It's like you're signing up to go to like morning prayers.
Oh, fuck. I did not read it that hard.
Yeah.
Is it Buddhist prayers?
I don't know. They mention
Buddhism in it. I'm going to be real with you. I did go to the Asian Art Museum a couple weeks ago, and I really loved it. And I thought about, I was like, well, maybe I should look into Buddhism.
Well, I mean, go for it. I support you.
So let's go to this house.
Okay, but here's what I'm saying is I don't think that this commune is practicing Buddhism. I think that they said things like similar to Buddhism.
So is this a dark song? Is it a dark song?
I mean, no, I just thought it was funny that it was also in Wales. And then like I was building like headcanon where like this is the Dark Song house and it got torn down. Ooh. And do you remember how in A Dark Song they were like, if you leave the circle, it like opens a portal. So I was like, they opened a portal and now we've got the Devil Tower.
So this was really just a sequel.
This was a sequel. Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
I gotta go rewatch it. I like it so much more now.
Had you watched this before?
Yeah, I watched it at the big. We had talked about this being one of our. Yeah, and I was like, Kevin Bacon, this movie. And then when we brought it back up, we were like, they, them. Because we had talked about this for a while.
This has been on the list.
And I wanted it to be more.
Oh, God, I wanted it to be so much more. Yeah. Like, I love Kevin Bacon. I love Amanda Seyfried. I love a weird labyrinthine house.
Yeah, and the architecture in the house itself is beautiful.
Yeah.
And I love Wales.
I love Wales.
You know, it could have been all of the things.
Mm-hmm.
But it was only some of the things.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't, I'm not sure I would say it's good.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's bad, though.
No,
I would just say it's there.
Fine. Yeah. It is like, I don't know, just nice to spend some time with Kevin Bacon, I guess.
Yeah. And like, I think that he and Amanda Seyfried give a good performance.
Yeah. And the little kid, too.
Yeah. And I feel like they're all like believable in their characters. And
but I think that it's easy to be believable in a character when there is no character. You know what I mean?
Is kind of fair. I feel like Amanda Seyfried did put a lot into her being like an actress that is also pretending a lot.
Yeah.
And I thought she did well.
I think that they both did well for like the material that they were given.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I see what you're getting at. Okay.
Like, I don't blame them at all. I think that they did great. And
for what they had.
There wasn't a lot here.
I think it was also shot well. Like, it's a beautiful house.
It looks great. Yeah.
Shot really well. But it feels like I wanted so much more from it. And
let's get where we're going. Because we don't even like, okay, so they walk into the house right at the top, basically. And Kevin Bacon says, oh, it seems bigger on the inside. And that's it. That's the movie. That's what's happening here. But it's not until, Jesus Christ, we spend
like the end of the movie
long in this movie not
doing much.
just dreaming, just having dreams.
That's a good point. I feel like it's less emphasis was put on the dreaming and more put on the house being fucking weird.
Right. Show me the weird house.
Yeah, they didn't measure the wall until like the last 10 minutes. Like,
it's so long. It's so long into the movie. I was almost like, maybe we should have just dropped it. like if we're gonna do a marital drama, then let's just do a marital drama. But okay, so I did read the book. Well, I listened to it. And I maybe fell asleep in part of it. So so I might have some things wrong. But the structure of the book, it's a diary.
Oh, that is a parallel that you can draw from House of Leaves then.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so it's a diary, and it's like you get glimpses of... Oh, sorry. Okay, so Kevin Bacon's character in the book is a screenwriter. He's a banker in the movie. So he's a screenwriter in the book, and so we're seeing like the script he's working on and also his like diary. And that's actually really interesting, the way that they did the writing in the journal. Because like in the movie, he comes to his journal and it's like scrolled at the bottom of a page.
Yeah.
But in the book, he like finds this text like between the words that he has written.
Oh, weird.
And so and listening to it was really weird. I would love to get a physical copy to see what it looks like, because listening to it was weird. He'd be like, today I took my daughter for a walk, get out. And we saw it was weird to listen to. And that was another thing in the book. He does hear a voice before he sees it in his diary.
Okay.
And they, in the book, they play with the angles way more interestingly. So in the movie, that clerk at the bottom of the hill gives him a plastic triangle, like one of those triangle ruler things. And he says, check the angles. And then Kevin Bacon goes back to the house and puts it in a corner and rocks it a little bit. And you're like, okay, so it's just no walls are at a perfect 90-degree angle. What am I supposed to be learning here? This is not scary to me. But in the book, it's so weird. He uses the triangle to draw a triangle and then a 90-degree triangle. And he's counting up. He's measuring the angles and they all come out to 100 instead of 90. And so he's drawing it on the page and being it looks weird, but what is happening? And so there's this whole scene where he's drawing a rectangle and then bisecting it and counting up the angles and being what? It's still not, this isn't right.
I feel like that's some intense math that I would have not understood if someone had given me a right angle and was house is weird. I'd be yeah, new rooms are appearing. That's the fucking weird part.
That's the much bigger part. One of my notes while reading the book was how many times do you have to get lost in this house before you're we should leave?
It took too long. It did take too long.
Way too long. But at least in the movie, Kevin Bacon keeps disappearing for hours at a time. And he doesn't notice that. So it's not he's coming back and being where'd those 5 hours go? In the book, the guy is I got lost. I got lost in the hallway.
I feel like that's enough to be like, I think we should
leave.
Yeah. But that comes back to, like, we've talked about this. If weird shit started to happen, would we lean in or lean out? And I always want to be like, I would lean out. I never lean out when it actually happens.
No, I never lean out. I never lean out.
I'm like, oh, God, there's a sound in my living room. I got to go check out what it is.
Yeah.
I've never thought twice about checking. And I was like, oh, I would every time get murdered.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm easy prey. But that was handled really well in the book. I think that was like maybe the most interesting part of the book. Because he tries to rationalize these things. So he's there's a really interesting part in the book where he's like sitting at the kitchen table writing in his diary, and it's night. And all the windows are, they're not open. Like the glass is closed, but the blinds are open.
Yeah.
And so you can see the reflection of the room in it. And he is absent from the reflection.
Ooh.
And he's like staring at it. And he's like, I can see my diary in the reflection. And okay, so the glass is there and I'm here. And the door is behind me, but I can see the door in the reflection. So that's odd. And then his notes are like, if I were a physicist, I would know exactly what's happening here.
Would you?
No, dude.
Would you?
No,
if you were a physicist, would be like, this is fucked up.
This is wrong. We should leave.
We will come back with a team of scientists, but I will no longer be here with my wife and child. Thank you.
Yeah. And then like he pops back into the reflection and his journal is like, okay, so that's especially weird. Write this down, because if you don't write it down, then later you're going to be like, maybe that was a dream, maybe you're misremembering, but like write it down now so then you know it happened. And then as he's writing it, he's like, well, maybe it was like a trick of the eye. Like he's already convincing himself.
Oh.
Yeah. It's an interesting
But I would do that too. Yeah. Oh no, I would do that so hard.
But I got on that tangent because I had a point. I think that like the reason our characters are so underdeveloped in the movie is because of the way the book was written. Right? Like the book is a journal. And so we're only seeing like from the perspective of this writer who like we see him convince himself that what is happening isn't real. So it's like, so he's not trustworthy. And he also like clearly hates his wife like in the diary. So we're like only seeing her through his eyes, which are negative. So like, I think that we just didn't flesh him out when we took it to the screen.
I feel like that even adds another layer when you say that to, like him convincing himself that nothing's wrong. Like that you get that in the movie with his wife because he keeps convincing himself that she's not cheating on him.
Right. Yeah.
Because, I mean, she reassures him and he goes to therapy specifically for it. You can tell he has rage issues. And he starts to finally believe it, and then he finds out the opposite, and then everything that he thought was... So that is a weird... Did that happen in the book as well, like that kind of a thing? Or is that their way of trying to translate that, trying to convince yourself into the... Because he doesn't try to convince himself in the movie very much that weird shit's not happening. I mean, he wakes up from a dream.
Yeah.
But in general, he's not convincing himself that weird shit's not happening. But he is convincing himself in the movie that his wife is faithful.
That the relationship is,
and solid.
Yeah. So that is, I do think that that's translation because the, unless I like totally missed it because it had happened in the movie. And so I just didn't engage them together. With it. Yeah. Unless I am totally misremembering the like history with his dead wife isn't in the book.
Oh my God, what?
Like, I think that it's first wife. I think he's with his first wife.
How does the end happen in the book then?
Okay, so I'm so trying
interested
to fucking remember. I was trying, like, I cannot remember. Oh no, I do remember.
Okay.
I do remember. Okay, so there's like weirder imagery at the end of the book. Okay, so in the movie, he like meets Stettler or whatever, and
I almost forgot about
like,
Stettler. Thank you.
there's that like basement scene, and then Susanna comes back, gets the kid, leaves, but not before Kevin Bacon like confesses or whatever. And in the book, same, catches the infidelity, sends her out of the house, and then he and his daughter are alone. And then there's this very creepy scene where he is like sitting at the table again with his journal, and he's like reflecting on what's happening, and he hears somebody on the baby monitor. And so he looks at it, and his daughter is like asleep. So like, what is that noise? So he goes up, checks on her. She's fine. He comes back down, and there's a man standing over his daughter in the baby monitor, and she sits up and screams at this man. And so he like runs back up to check on her, and she's asleep. Guy's not there. So he like scoops her up, takes her back downstairs to like, okay, we're staying in the living room. And on the baby monitor is still this man over his daughter. So he's like, do I even have her? What is this? And so the end of the movie or of the book, do you remember that there was like a lot of struggle trying to get out of the house, and like walking backwards out of the house is part of it? Yeah. And then I guess he's like, I belong to the house. I don't know. I don't understand the end to either of them, I think. So maybe I just like kicked it out of my memory.
I understand the end to the movie. I don't understand the end to the book.
Explain the end of the movie to me then.
So, as we just said, the movie has a ex-wife that he is like world renowned, known for having a like court case that was publicized where they thought he killed his wife. He was like a white O.J. Simpson or something like that.
Oh, but she didn't die. Like, she wasn't like found in a pool of blood outside of
her she was apartment. Found in a bathtub. And at the end of the movie, it does have to do with guilt, because a lot of it is him feeling guilty about this. And then they tell their daughter when they're on the vacation as well about what happened, because everyone hates her dad. And anytime he goes somewhere, he's afraid to say his name for these reasons. And this was the moment whenever he admitted to his wife, he said, I killed her. And then you find out he just let her die in the bathtub. The way they told it earlier is that he wasn't even there, but he was there and he watched her die. And that is the moment when he said, I should have left.
Right.
And I think that him being in a marriage for so long where he hated someone and was such a detriment to himself and her that caused the outcome is what is the problem. Like, he shouldn't have left when she passed away, but he should have left years ago so they could both be happier. In general.
Yes, totally agree with that. And I think that there's like an interesting, you know what? Maybe this is the part that I was having trouble understanding. Maybe I just got there. So I think that there's an interesting parallel between the like weird time looping that's happening inside the house with like he's been taking all of this therapy and trying to meditate to like stifle how he feels in this marriage with Amanda Seyfried, where like clearly something is wrong. Yeah. And so it feels like he's repeating the same event from his first marriage. So like there's parallelism there. So like you should have left Amanda Seyfried also.
Yep.
With the but what I don't understand is how's the devil play into this?
So I feel like the devil does play into it because of how does the devil play into it?
How does the devil play into this?
Well, he even said, like, I fucking hated her. He was like, I hated her. I wanted her to die. So in that moment, like, it felt like more of a malicious act because it feels like he gained like a not like obviously relief because he felt this way, but like he should have just left her instead of allowing her to pass. I think that was the difference in making the choice of allowing their lives to go in such a negative direction as opposed to just letting it go earlier whenever he started to feel that way.
Wait, okay. So let me make sure I understand what you're saying. You're saying that Kevin Bacon like succumbs to the house in order to free Susanna and the kid from the same mistakes that he made in his past marriage?
Yeah. So he finally left.
Okay.
So he was like, I could stay.
Why the devil, though?
Why not? Because you need it for the book.
That's fair.
I don't know. I agree that it should have been some like, it shouldn't have been the devil, but it should have been some form of something else that was like, these are the decisions you've made. Are you okay with them? Is it the devil in the book too?
So I think it's sort of nebulous in both, actually. Like, we don't get confirmation that it's the devil. That's sort of like the town lore, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's true in the book as well. Like, we say, like, the devil built the tower or whatever.
Oh, yeah,
or actually, it's more interesting in the book a little bit because this happened so long ago that it is just like oral tradition that's been passed down and passed down and passed down. And so the like shop clerk in the book says something like, the devil built a tower and then God tore it down, or maybe God built a tower and the devil built it down, or maybe a wizard was involved. Like, it's sort of like the details don't matter.
But
the details don't matter. It's just a fucked up place.
He says like it finds the people that it's supposed to find.
Yeah.
And it might be people in morally ambiguous situations where they could continue to hurt people if they stay in those situations.
Oh, interesting. Wait, no, but why would the devil care? If you're hurting people, shouldn't the devil be like, yeah.
I mean, over on our other podcast, Debut Buddies, we do talk about how devils are actually fun little guys who just want to rock in a chair.
That's true. Yeah. He's just
I mean, if
mischievous.
it's passed down, I'm going to assume it's that fun little guy who's just trying to be helpful.
Well,
he was super helpful.
Then K-Bake should have just been like a little more clever and you could have like trapped him in the rose bush out front or whatever.
He probably could have. He didn't seem... They probably could have figured something out. But
yeah. I don't know. I've been like... I'm trying to make it make sense for me.
I feel like it's all about having... I don't know, like... I don't want to be like I'm a big fan of loyalty, but like at some point, if you're causing a detriment to the person that you are supposed to care about, then you need to let that shit go for both of your sake.
And
it feels like that's what happened. So that's where I'm at. I know at the end of the movie, like he feels like he killed her, but I don't think that is the point of it. I think that he should have left is the point.
Yes, I think that you're absolutely right. I'm really just hung up on like, why did we have to bring the devil into this? Couldn't you have just gone to therapy? You don't need to succumb. Like, you don't need to give up your immortal soul in order to leave your wife.
I agree. Yeah. I feel like it was a really extreme reaction.
Yeah.
I think that I mean, like, he did say he was a terrible person up until he had his daughter. Like, his daughter is the reason that he is good now. So I don't know if he did a bunch of other horrible shit. I know the main thing was his wife. But in general, yeah, I don't know. I don't like them taking away, like, if he cared about her, why that needed to happen.
Yeah.
Because that is also very sad for the child. There are a lot of problems with this movie and or book and both, maybe one, I don't know, but there are definitely problems because it is a morally ambiguous situation, and I guess it is like a situation. I wonder if I don't know, because you're saying it's not the same in the book, so it might have been like a screenwriter's interpretation. It might just be like people regretting not leaving earlier and then wanting to make a movie where the devil is like, you should have just done it earlier. So I don't know. I'm trying to put myself in the shoes of why this extreme of a reaction would happen.
Well, So, and I've been trying to put myself in the shoes of the devil. Like, why as the devil? What are my motivations here?
I mean, if you could capture Kevin Bacon, would you?
Oh, I'm your new wife now, Kevin Bacon.
You're 6 degrees all the time.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I think that solves it.
I think that's it. I think he just wanted, like, he was like, how the fuck can we get Kevin Bacon down here? And it's a bunch of people with a whiteboard, and the demons are just all sitting around being like, how do we get Kevin Bacon?
I think we can exploit his guilt.
They're like, okay, first we have to offer it to Nick Cage, but don't worry, he'll drop out.
Don't worry.
And then it all works out in the end, and we get Kevin Bacon. We get Kevin Bacon permanently in this lovely house.
It is
Is
cute.
it hell or is it heaven?
So that's sort of the situation that I have been asking myself as I'm trying to put myself in the devil's shoes. I can't find an evil reason that I would be invested in this marriage. Unless, okay.
Was he going to murder Amanda Seyfried?
I wasn't going there, but...
Oh, where were you going?
Maybe. Well, I was trying to think, how the little girl is weird in this movie?
Okay.
She makes really strong direct eye contact and asks hard questions.
She does.
And seems to understand these complicated situations. So, okay. I'm thinking out loud here.
Okay.
What if she is the Antichrist?
That's fair.
But Kevin Bacon has turned a corner post exoneration of his wife. And so he's going to be too good of an influence.
Oh.
But Amanda Seyfried, Little Miss Cheater, Little Miss Hollywood. Hollywood is full of corruption.
It's going to corrupt. Yep.
So we can weasel our way in there.
So this is really the Omen 4.
This is the Omen 4. Or Good Omens 2.
I would watch that.
They are making a new season of Good Omens, I think.
I was going to say, it should just be A Dark Song 2.
A Dark Song 2, yeah.
Yeah, this is just a sequel to a bunch of movies, and if you look at it in that context, it becomes way better.
It becomes way better.
Yeah. I would give it a higher rating if I saw it as a sequel.
Oh, I do think this movie was way too long.
That's fair. And I've watched it multiple times now.
And I don't know. In 5 years, I'll probably watch it again because I'll forget.
Yeah. And it's got Kevin Bacon in it, and that's a good draw.
And it's your old pal who did Stir of Echoes, the director.
Yeah.
Kepper. What is it?
Klepman Kepper. It's Klepman Kepper.
It's both. Klepmlin.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, we didn't go over stats for this movie.
David Cope.
Oh, I was nowhere close. David Cope.
You
okay.
Tried.
I did. Yeah.
Oh, he wrote Kimmy. Sorry, that was shot in Seattle. That was also a movie that I would put in the same tier.
As this?
Yeah. It's just, okay. Oh, he also wrote The Mummy, the one that came out in 2017.
He also wrote Jurassic Park.
Yeah, but he didn't write Jurassic Park.
That's true. Well, but that's another adaptation.
Oh, good point. Okay, so it might not be on him.
Well, no, I do think that there's more to work with in Jurassic Park in terms of character development. I think that this book, I think the book You Should Have Left is more of oh boy, it's just a thought exercise. It's not about the plot. It's about trusting yourself and questioning reality.
Which is fair.
Yeah. And then this movie tried to make it like a haunted house type story. And it didn't, we just didn't quite get there.
Could have, but it didn't.
Yeah. I do have a question for you.
Yeah.
Did you realize that Kevin Bacon played Stettler?
No, I did not. Oh, that makes me so happy.
I
Oh my God.
I didn't either. Like, this was the second time I had watched this movie. Didn't see it.
I need to go look at pictures right now. Yeah. Oh my God. Did I know it the first time we went through? The first time I watched it, I might have known it. It sounds vaguely familiar. God, how did I not?
I don't know.
No, wait, what was the other movie? Oh, no, I'm thinking of Suspiria.
When I lost it. Yeah, I had a little bit of that moment with this because I saw somebody online say, like, if you know Kevin Bacon, then you immediately recognize that he's playing Stettler. That spoils the whole movie. And I was like, okay, what?
I mean, I love Kevin Bacon. And
I know Kevin Bacon.
I mean, I didn't know his daughter, even though they look very similar.
Yeah, he plays Stettler. And then I watched a couple clips and I was like, well, goddamn, that is him.
Damn it. I wish I would have left. I wish I would have known.
I wish I would have leaved.
Leafed.
So, okay, that is part of it too, though, right? Reflections are a big thing in this book. They really pull it out. They pull out all the stops at the end. And by that, I mean...
Some of them?
I mean, just that line where Kevin Bacon as Stettler, after he turns into Kevin Bacon, he's like, that's the thing about mirrors. They always show you your reflection. And I was like,
oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that is...
What mirrors do.
That is the thing about mirrors. Yeah. No, you got it.
The exact thing. Almost.
Yep. Right in one. But yeah, there's all of the...
Wait, do you think Nick Cage was going to play both Stettler and Kevin Bacon? I don't know Kevin Bacon's character.
Or maybe Kevin Bacon was still going to play Stettler.
That would have been great.
Oh, man. Maybe Nick Cage is afraid of mirrors. And so he turned it down.
12 most unforgettable characters from movies in 2020. Is that because we had no movies come out in 2020 because of the pandemic?
That's a really specific...
There's no way Stettler would be on that. There is no way in hell. No. I need to open this article and I need to angrily read it.
I feel like literally every character from 2020 is forgettable because we had other shit going on.
But especially Stettler. This was a movie that nobody watched.
Nobody saw this.
And this was I just found out it was played by Kevin Bacon.
I know.
And I've watched the movie twice. Jesus.
But yeah, the biggest scares in this movie are reflections, but they're not the interesting reflection that happened in the book. It's he looks away and
he's
his
still
reflection
that
stays
way.
in. Yeah, it's oh man, that's not even creative. That's not creative. We've seen that in a million horror movies. I think about it literally every time I brush my teeth.
Yeah. Every time I look away from the mirror, I'm I'm still looking at it, aren't I?
Yeah, I don't know. This was not a very scary movie.
Correct.
Not a very
Had
good
fun
movie.
ideas.
Fun ideas.
Shot
Missed the mark on all of them. Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah.
I will say I do love the cast. I do like that the house is so brightly lit. Horror movie, bright lights, that's weird. But shadows are such a big part of this movie that you have to have the lights in order to do the shadow. And maybe is that part of it? Is that part of this? I don't know. I guess it's possible that this is so cerebral that I've misunderstood it. I don't think that's the case.
I don't think it is. I don't think
No, I don't think so.
Maybe we'll revisit it in 2 years and love it and have a different opinion. I doubt it, but maybe.
I mean, we're both kind of going through it right now. So
that's true. That is very true.
Yeah, maybe we'll give it another shot.
Yeah.
Man, and I feel like I was going through it the first time we watched this, which is how the podcast ended up being delayed. The beginning of the podcast. Okay. Yeah, next week. Are we done? Do we have any more thoughts?
If I tried to think of anything else to say, I feel like it would float out of my head before I could say it. So I'm good.
Yeah. I guess my last thought is that if you're wondering, should I buy or rent this? I'd say rent
Oh.
or rent a different movie.
Yeah, I'd probably say rent a different.
Actually,
I don't know.
Rent Stir of Echoes, because that's a good one with like weird mind stuff, right?
Yeah,
like,
I do like Stir of Echoes.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch Stir of Echoes again.
I forgot it was the same director because
I did too.
Yeah, and I feel like they are very different, and the characters are more.
Yeah.
More.
Yeah, no, Stir of Echoes has like real characters. There are real character arcs. And there are like, I don't know, you get like a beginning, middle, and end. Whereas this one is like beginning, end. You know what I mean?
That's accurate. Yeah, I think that fully explains the movie. You should have left beginning, end.
Just a little tiny guy. Oh, yeah. Okay. I would say pick up the novella. It's like, it's short and sweet. I mean, I guess it's about the same length as the movie, but it feels better. Feels like a better use of your time.
A long book to read about a creepy house that does weird stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Go for House of Leaves.
Oh, we didn't even get into.
I mean, I don't want to get into it because I don't want to give anything away.
Okay. Thank you.
Because I definitely remember so much of it. And not just the vibes. I did really like it. I obviously would recommend not audiobooking it because it is such a weird format.
Does it do like different fonts, different texts?
Yeah,
type
and
stuff?
It's a bunch of different characters that write the book. So it gets
okay.
very weird. It's in different formats. It's in different.
I didn't realize it was different characters. Okay.
Yeah, and it's a lot of that book is about how the book is formatted, and less so about how it's what the words. How the words are written on the page are more important than the actual words written on the page in some places.
Got it. Okay.
So, yeah, it's an interesting read. It's fun and it's nice and creepy.
Next week we're going to talk about Stir of Echoes, also starring Kevin Bacon. Did we mention that we're a Kevin Bacon podcast now? Because we're a Kevin Bacon podcast now. And that is also directed by this guy, David Peter
Cope. I don't know. I just remember Cope.
Cooper.
Yeah. It's Koepp. Cope.
Is it German? Are there umlauts? Oh man, we're professionals. We could have looked this up, and we did not. Okay. You know what? Actually, I've got one more complaint with this movie. So we would have watched this right as it came out for like when we were prepping for Never Show the Monster.
Yes.
Which means we would have paid $20 to rent this fucking movie.
Oh my God. I think I did rent it for a lot of money because I was like, oh, it's a horror movie. And I was just like, I just really want to watch it.
And it's Kevin Bacon.
Yeah. I think I paid full price.
I'm mad.
And then
now
I rented it again. I didn't purchase it. I just rented it. I've been trying to just purchase movies lately because I'm like, well, if I have to rewatch it for any reason.
But I'm glad that I didn't.
They can't all be a happy death day.
God, what a treat.
Oh, it was on Peacock Premium. I probably did watch it on that. Oh, thank God.
Yeah. No, I rented it. Boo. Boo. They got more money from me.
If you have Peacock Premium, then I don't know. I don't know if I mind supporting the creators in this. I just hope they go on to do other things.
Okay, yeah. So, oh God, okay. We can't bring up a new topic here in the 12th hour of the episode. But Amanda Seyfried has done another horror movie. Which also has a really bad name. It's like
Left You
Things
Should Have.
Heard and Seen, I think is what it's called. Isn't that dreadful? Not a bad movie though.
Okay.
And she also recently did like a short, like a horror short.
Oh, what'd she do?
Which looks weird, and I would love to watch it.
I like what she's putting out there.
I love her. First Mamma Mia, now horror. We love it. Also Mean Girls.
Skin and Bone?
Skin and Bone. Okay.
She's on a farm.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I'm excited.
We've had a hard time with farms on this podcast.
That's true. Dark and wicked times. Okay. We've been trying to wrap this episode up for like 15 minutes at this point. Okay, next week we will be doing Stir of Echoes, also starring Kevin Bacon. And in the meantime, you can find us over on Debut Buddies, our other podcast, co-hosted with our friend Nate Regolia. You've heard him on this podcast. It's a podcast about firsts. Couldn't tell you what episodes are coming out right now, but go give it a subscribe. Go like and subscribe it. And you tell me.
Go be a buddy.
What's coming out now. Go be a buddy. And you can also follow us on most social media at No Show Monster, whether or not we're present on that social media.
We do monitor them. So if you say anything to us, we will know it exists. And I'm sorry if I don't respond.
I'm pretty responsive on Twitter.
Yeah, go to that.
That's... if it's still running at this point. You can email us, noshowmonster@gmail.com. And please, if you like the show, tell your friends and give us a rate and review on Apple Podcasts. 5 stars, please. The review can even be, just put the, I don't know.
Happy Spooky.
Happy Spooky.
Happy Spooky.
One spooky. You don't even have to give us multiple spookies. You do have to give us multiple stars, though.
Yes, please.
5 or bust. Okay. We will see you next week to talk about Stir of Echoes. Happy Spookies.
Happy Spookies, Kevin Bacon.